Good evening, students. Welcome to Vishnu IAS Academy. This is Bharath. As you all know, we have completed most important subjects of our current affairs under this dominant prelims program. Today we will be having the last class, that is science and technology, and all the topics which we will be discussing today will be very much important for your prelims 2024. Okay. Let us start the class now. First thing, PACE satellite. PACE satellite. What does this mean? PACE is an abbreviation of four things: plankton, aerosol, climate, ocean ecosystem. Means by the name itself you can understand that satellite called PACE satellite will be analyzing these four things: plankton, aerosol, climate and ocean ecosystem. Who had launched this? NASA. NASA had launched this in SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Okay, and it has placed in sun synchronous orbit. Now what is the major goal of launching this satellite? As I told you, these four are the main parameters to study, and mainly it deals with studying how climate change impacts ocean phytoplankton blooms. We all know that phytoplankton blooms in the ocean are very important as they are crucial for the marine food web, because they act as food food for many aquatic species, right? So in this scenario, studying this will be helping how climate change is affecting the plankton species and all. Okay. Next, and also one more thing is that it will be studying the influence of airborne particles on the climate change. So this satellite mainly studies the impact of climate change, whether be it in on food web cycle or in the cloud formation and all. Okay. Thank you. The next question. James Webb Space Telescope. What is this James Webb Space Telescope? Is ISRO part of this James Webb Space Telescope? Yes, ISRO is not part of this. Then who are the major three organizations that are running this space telescope? NASA, European Space Agency and the Canadian Space Agency, right? So these three are the anchoring space agencies, and when it was launched in 2021. Now what is the specialty of this? Earlier there was Hubble Space Telescope and many other space telescopes are there, but the main specialty of this James Webb Space Telescope is that it is the largest and the most powerful space telescope in the world. Largest and the most powerful, and it can read the space in different wavelengths. Okay, and it is placed in the space in L2 point, Lagrange 2 point. What is this Lagrange? See, consider this is the sun and this is the earth. This is Lagrange point 1 to 5. There are 5 points called as Lagrange points. If a satellite or an object is placed here in this Lagrange point, the influence of gravity from both the sun and earth will be counted, and that satellite or particle will be staying stagnant there. So it will be easier for the satellite to study both sun and earth and the interaction between the sun earth system. Okay, that's why it is one of the major thing. These telescopes or some sort of satellites will be placed in these Lagrange points. For example, our solar satellite Aditya L1 recently launched by ISRO, it is placed in Lagrange point 1, and this James Webb Space Telescope is placed in Lagrange point 2. Okay, and like that there are around 5 Lagrange points. Got it? Next, and why this James Webb Space Telescope has been launched? It has the 4 main aims. What are those? The main focus areas are the first light in the universe, how the first light has been produced in the universe, the assembly of galaxies in the early universe, the birth of stars and protoplanetary systems and planets, including the origins of life. These 4 are the major aims of this James Webb Space Telescope. Got it? Next, TSAT-1A satellite. This is very important because it is linked with India also. What is this TSAT-1A? It is India's first private sub-meter resolution Earth observation satellite. India's first private sub-meter resolution Earth observation satellite. Earth observation satellite అంటే ఏంటి? Consider this is Earth. The Earth observation satellites will be taking అది ఎలా అంటే ఒక కెమెరా లాగా, it will be taking images of the required processes or required landscape areas like lidar thing and all. Okay, so this TSAT-1A will be acting as an Earth observation satellite. But what is the specialty? There are many Earth observation satellites from the beginning. The major necessary or the major usefulness of this TSAT-1A satellite is that it is sub-meter resolution, means the resolution of this satellite is less than 1 meter. Means if it is taking a image on the Earth, the resolution of that image will be less than 1 meter. So there will be so much of clarity in the image. That's why. And this is also launched by SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in the US. SpaceX means it is belong to Elon Musk, right? Next, and how this TSAT-1A satellite is launched? It is launched into space as a part of the bandwagon 1 ride share mission. What is this ride share mission? Say for example, there is Uber. Now Uber is having ride share option, means earlier only one person can go to a destination. Now there is chance of pooling, means 2 or 3 persons can go to different destinations. Cost will be shared among them. Similarly, under this bandwagon 1 ride share mission, many satellites can be launched at a time. So, and as part of India's mission, TSAT-1A is launched under this mission. Okay, and who from India, who is part of this? Tata Advanced Systems Limited in collaboration with Satellogic company. Tata Advanced Systems Limited in collaboration with Satellogic company. As I already told you, the major aim of this TSAT-1A satellite is to provide high resolution satellite images. Because resolution is high, of course satellite images will be somewhat deeper when we will be looking into them, and boasting increased collection capacity and also low latency delivery through its multispectral and high spectral capabilities. Low latency delivery means, for example, it is taking an image, we can get that image in very less amount of time. High latency means time gap is more, low latency means time gap is less. Got it? And the major aim of having this bandwagon 1 satellites is cost reduction. Cost reduction, since many satellites are being sent in one place, right? Next, Pruse telescope. This is also important. What is this Pruse? This is made by Indian origin only. Pruse means probing reionization of the universe using signal from hydrogen. Is a radio telescope to study the universe from the moon's far side. So what is this Pruse? It is a radio telescope. It is a radio telescope and it will be studying the universe from where it will be placed in the lunar orbit. Since it will be placed in the lunar orbit, it will be easier to study the universe, since there will be very less amount of distractions or space debris. That's why. And who had built this Pruse? It is built by Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, Karnataka, in collaboration with the ISRO. Okay. In yesterday's TSPSC paper, the location of Raman Research Institute has been asked, right? So this Pruse is built by Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, in collaboration with our own ISRO. Yeah, as I already told you, it is in lunar orbit, and it will be able to detect signals from the first stars and galaxies, reveal the cosmic dawn of the universe. Any satellite which we will be launching in the space, why we are launching, the major function will be to know about the evolution of universe and whether any sort of living is possible in other stars, like that, right? That's why. And since it is a radio telescope, it is having some luxury or some benefits above optical telescope. What is that benefit? Unlike optical telescope, radio telescopes can be used in the daytime as well as night time. Optical telescopes cannot be used in the night time, but radio telescopes can be used in both daytime and night time. Next, Pushpak. What is this Pushpak? This is reusable launch vehicle. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also tweeted about this. Who has developed this? ISRO has successfully conducted the Pushpak reusable launch vehicle LEX-02 landing experiment. Means you all know that our launch vehicles are there, right? Once the launch vehicles are being launched from the spaceport, they are not usable again. They become they again fall into ocean, or they become part of space debris. There is no utility of them in future. But this Pushpak, once the payloads have been launched into the space, be it satellites or anything, this launch vehicle can again get back to into our atmosphere and land safely on the earth. That's why. What is the name? Pushpak. Reusable launch vehicles is essential as a space plane with a low lift to drag ratio, requiring an approach at a high glide angles that necessitates a landing at high velocities of 350 kmph. Okay. So the major function of this Pushpak is going into the space and again landing safely on the earth. Of course, the name itself says that it is a reusable launch vehicle. Got it? Next, Kulasekarapattinam spaceport. What is this Kulasekarapattinam spaceport? Where it is? It is in Tamil Nadu. Now, what is the specialty of this? Already we are having one spaceport where? In our Andhra Pradesh only, in Nellore, Sriharikota. It was established, the first spaceport of India is in Andhra Pradesh, Sriharikota in 1971. Now this happens to become second spaceport. What is its name? Kulasekarapattinam spaceport, which is in Tamil Nadu. Right? Now why we need? Because consider space economy is increasing in a rapid way. We are launching satellites of not only Indian origin, but also we are sending satellites on pay-to-pay basis and case-to-case basis of different countries also, smaller countries, Southeast Asian countries, Middle East countries and all. Okay, and we also developed this small satellite launch vehicle recently, SSLV. So launching these SSLVs will be more easier in this Kulasekarapattinam port, and as per the ISRO estimates, it would have the capacity to launch 24 satellites per year. Okay, 24 satellites per year is possible. Next, Calam 250. What is this Calam 250? Have you heard of this Skyroot Aerospace? What is this Skyroot Aerospace? This is private company related to satellite launches and rocket launches. Okay, this has developed Vikram 1 space launch vehicle last year. Vikram 1 space launch vehicle last year. Now this Calam 250 is stage 2 of this Vikram 1 space launch vehicle. Got it? Skyroot Aerospace, the leading space tech company, has successfully testified the Calam 250 at the propulsion testbed of the ISRO. As I told you, this is the stage 2 of Vikram 1 space launch vehicle. And where is this Skyroot Aerospace situated? It is situated in our Hyderabad only. Startup based in Hyderabad. And what is the major advantage of this? It uses solid fuel. Remember, this is very important. Even in our ABPSC also this question has been asked, group 1. The fuel used is solid fuel and also high performance ethylene propylene diene terpolymer EPDM thermal protection system. These two are used in this Calam 250 engine. Okay. Next, as I told you, this Vikram 1 rocket, it is developed by Hyderabad based Skyroot Aerospace, and this is the first privately built launch vehicle from India. Multi-space, and it is named after our father of India space program, Vikram Sarabhai sir, and it is having the capacity to place around 300 kg of payloads in low Earth orbit. Remember this, students, it is very important. 300 kg of payloads in low Earth orbit. Got it? And what is, see, it is an all carbon fiber bodied rocket. So the weight of it will be less compared to the traditional rockets. Got it? And as I told you, it is having a solid fuel rocket and using relatively simpler technologies. That's why the assembling of this launch vehicle, the parts of launch vehicle, different stages is very much easy. That's why can be assembled and launched within 24 hours from any site. If you have seen the ISRO launches, like Chandrayaan or anything, it takes minimum of 1 week to arrange, assemble everything and all. Now, since it is having some sort of relatively simpler technologies, and also this less weighted materials have been used in this, it is easier and it is possible to assemble it in 24 hours itself, right? Next, Osiris-Rex mission. What is this Osiris-Rex? It is launched. This mission is the brainchild of NASA. And why this Osiris-Rex is being used? There is an asteroid called asteroid Bennu. It is nearer to our Earth. Now, this Osiris-Rex mission, the main goal of this Osiris-Rex mission is to go near this asteroid Bennu and take a sample from it, land on it and take a sample from it for testing. Because since this asteroid Bennu is expected that this Bennu was formed in first 10 million years of the solar system's creation. So, and it has also not gone through a lot of composition altering change through billions of years. That's why this aim of NASA is that if we will be able to study material from Bennu, we can get examples or we can get proof into the evolution of the Earth or the initial materials which had formed this universe and all, solar system and all. That's why this Osiris-Rex mission's aim is to go to asteroid Bennu and collect samples. Now, why it is in news? Because recently NASA's Osiris-Rex asteroid samples capsule from Osiris Bennu and lands on Earth. This Osiris-Rex mission had taken the samples from asteroid Bennu and again came back to the Earth safely. Got it? Now, the Osiris has done its primary work of getting back the samples. Since it is a successful mission, now NASA had earmarked it for performing one more task, that is Osiris-Apex. What is this Osiris-Apex? Now this is related to work on another asteroid. The name of it is the name of it is Apophis. Apophis is another asteroid. It is discovered in 2004. It is stony S-shaped asteroid made of silicate and a mixture of metallic nickel and iron. Now why it is used? Now why we want to use this? Because this Osiris-Apophis is also expected that it is also formed in the early formation stage. That's why early formation of a solar system. It originated in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. So if we will be able to study this Apophis asteroid, we can get information about the early evolution of the Earth, Sun and all. Right, got it? Because the major thing behind these missions is that we consider that similar Earth, other planets have been formed from similar materials. There is one parent material. So these missions try to get information of them. Okay. Now, if you will be going into this Osiris-Apex, it is the mission to study the physical changes to asteroid Apophis that will result from its rare close encounter with Earth in April 2029. Means this asteroid Apophis will be coming nearby Earth in April 2029. Now, under the impact of gravitational force of Earth, it might face some sort of physical changes. To study those physical changes, this Osiris-Apex has been sent. Got it? Next, Nisar mission. What is this Nisar mission? Nisar mission means NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. Synthetic aperture radar. It is nothing. It is a technique for producing high resolution images. మీరు ఎట్లా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే సింథటిక్ అపర్చర్ రాడార్ అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ హై క్వాలిటీ కెమెరా. అంటే క్లియర్ కట్గా పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ ఫేస్లో ఉండే పింపుల్తో సహా ఏదైతే కెమెరా తీయగలదో అట్లానే ఈ సింథటిక్ అపర్చర్ రాడార్ విల్ బీ హ్యావింగ్ ది ఎబిలిటీ టు టేక్ high resolution images from the space. Okay, so that's why the name of this Nisar is NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. Means it is a dual combination of work from both NASA and ISRO. Okay. And it is expected to be launched in January 2024 from our Satish Dhawan Space Center only. And the time period is 3 years. Why we are sending this Nisar mission? It is optimized for studying the hazards and global environmental change and help manage natural resources better and provide information to scientists to better understand the effects and pace of climate change. The major work of this Nisar mission is to study the environment, to study the climate change, to study the effects of climate change, like for example whether there are any volcanic eruptions or cyclones, how climate change is affecting them, all the environmental changes and all, because it will be giving some sort of accurate images. It will be scientists can use those images and they can arrive at some sort of solutions for them. That is a major goal of this Nisar mission. It is an camera sort of thing to study environment and climate change. Okay. And in this, since both NASA and ISRO are involved, what are their what NASA is giving and what ISRO is giving, we need to know that also. If an MCQ is asked based on that, they can twist among them. See, NASA provided one of the radars of the satellite, a high rate communication subsystem, GPS receivers and payload data subsystem. Now what ISRO had provided? Spacecraft bus, the second type of radar called the S-band radar, the launch vehicle and associated launch services. Okay. Now ISRO has already delivered this S-band SAR payload to NASA. Got it? What ISRO is providing? S-band synthetic aperture radar payload. Remember this? ISRO had already provided this. Next, X-ray polarimeter satellite. It is launched by ISRO. This is also very important because in an year, consider around 5 to 6 satellite launches will be done by our ISRO. Remembering these 5 to 6 satellite launches is very much important for our exam. Okay, you need to know the details of those also, minute details also. What is this X-ray polarimeter satellite, XPoSat? It is the first dedicated satellite from ISRO to carry out research and measure X-ray emissions from celestial sources like black holes and neutron stars. Means, see, we all know that different objects in the universe like black holes, neutron stars will be releasing X-rays. But capturing these X-rays is not the cup of tea for all the sort of satellites. Now this XPoSat has been launched individually and earmarked only to measure the X-ray emission from celestial sources like black holes and neutron stars. Okay, and it is the first from India, and earlier NASA had launched second satellite in the world, and earlier to study X-ray polarization, NASA had launched Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer. What is this? IXPE. First has been launched by, to study this X-ray polarimetry, first has been launched by NASA, IXPE, second by India, ISRO, that is XPoSat. Got it? And it was launched by ISRO through PSLV C58. Remember these also. You need not remember the launch vehicle name for all the launch vehicles from our independence. But the launches which had taken place in the last 1 year, like Aditya L1 or Chandrayaan 3 or XPoSat, Nisar, you need to know the launch vehicle names of these at least. Okay. And this PSLV C58 was the 60th flight of ISRO's PSLV. Got it? Next. POEM. PSLV Orbital Experimental Module. POEM. What does this mean? This is the thing, some sort of innovative thing. There will be some sort of fuel. Spent fuel is there now of this PSLV, fourth stage, there will be fuel. Now, using that fuel inside the satellite itself, the satellite itself will be doing some sort of experiments. So, it is some sort of jugaad thing. Orbital platform experiment in PSLV is a novel idea which uses the spent PS4 as a 3-axis stabilized microgravity environment for short duration scientific experiments. Means POEM will be used in this PSLV to do to do scientific experiments in the orbit itself. Got it? And see this Cygnus X1, India's Space Telescope AstroSat has for the first time measured X-ray polarization from the Cygnus X1 black hole. Earlier we had launched one AstroSat, Space Telescope, AstroSat. Recently this AstroSat had done X-ray polarization of Cygnus X1 black hole. If in the paper it has been asked that Cygnus X1, the word is related to which of the following, means it is a black hole. Okay, remember Cygnus X1 is a black hole and it is the first confirmed black hole system in our galaxy, Milky Way galaxy. Okay. Next, Aditya L1 mission. You all know this, of course. Aditya L1 means it is to study the solar system, the corona, the halo, photosphere, chromosphere, sun's corona and all. Okay. Now it has been launched. Aditya L1 is the first space-based Indian mission to study the sun, launched by PSLV C-57 rocket, and this XPoSat PSLV C-58. Aditya L1 PSLV C-57. Okay. As I told you, it was placed in L1, Lagrange 1 point. The objective of Aditya L1 mission is to study corona, chromosphere and photosphere, and also it will be studying the particles flux emanating from sun and the variation of magnetic field sun. You all know that sun will be emitting solar flares and other particles from it. It will be studying how the emission of these particles from the sun is affecting the magnetic field, how it is affecting the Earth's sun-Earth system and all. Okay, because it is very important. These solar flares will affect the magnetism and gravitational force with respect to the Earth. So this can cause auroras and also changes in the gravitation system and all. Got it? Question related to this topic has been already asked in the last year's paper, prelims paper 22 or 23. And there are 7 payloads of this. What are those? Visible emission line coronagraph VLEC, SOOT, SOLEX, Helios, Aspects, PAPA and advanced triaxial high resolution digital magnetometers. Okay. And Aditya L1 is also ISRO's second astronomy observatory class mission after AstroSat. As I told you, AstroSat is the first astronomical observatory of India. It is a sort of space telescope, and this Aditya L1 will be acting as a second space telescope, but its major work is to observe the sun's corona, chromosphere and photosphere, and also solar flares from the sun. Okay. Yeah, as I told you, there are L1 to L5, means 5 points in the sun-Earth system where gravitational force of both sun and Earth will be counted, and the object or satellite placed in that system will become stagnant, because it will be easier to do some sort of research there about the sun or the Earth. Okay. And as I told you, in L1 Aditya has placed, and also solar and heliospheric observatory satellite SOHO is also placed in L1, and L2, as I told you, James Webb Space Telescope is placed. Similarly, L4 and L5, these objects at L4 and L5 maintain stable positions forming an equilateral triangle with the 2 larger bodies. Okay. See, this is sun, this is Earth. Consider this is an L4 point. It will be forming an equilateral triangle, and consider this is an L5 point. This also will be making an equilateral triangle. Okay. Now why this is important? Because they are often used for space observatories such as those studying asteroids, because they will be fixing in their stable positions. So whatever happens in the universe, it will be able to study properly. No disturbance at all. Next, Chandrayaan 3. You all know this is one of the prestigious thing. Even in yesterday's TSPSC paper, this was asked. They had asked relating the launching date, when it has inserted into the orbit and all. Okay. Now, what is this importance of this Chandrayaan 3 mission? This is the first ever mission to make soft landing on moon's south pole. Earlier, many countries had done soft landing, but not in the south pole. So, Chandrayaan 3 is the first mission in the world to achieve soft landing on lunar surface, that is to in south pole of the moon. Okay. First mission to soft land on the lunar south pole, a region that has never been explored before. Okay. And soft landing, India is the 4th country in the world to achieve the soft landing. What are the other 3 countries? US, Russia, China. India is the 4th country. And we had launched this Chandrayaan 3 from which launch vehicle? GSLV Mark 3 or launch vehicle Mark 3, LVM3. And when we had launched this? On 14th July 2023. Remember the dates also, because UPSC is also now asking some sort of facts in one of the statements. So, since it is one of the major landmark in our country's history, knowing these dates or remembering these dates might also become important. And it has successfully soft landed on the moon on 23rd August. These two are asked in yesterday's TSPSC paper also. And these are the 4 payloads in this Chandrayaan 3 mission. What are those? Ramba, radio anatomy of moon-bound hypersensitive ionosphere and atmosphere. Why it is used? To measure the plasma density fluctuations near the lunar surface. Similarly, CHAST, ILSA and LRA. Now, see, the things I had explained you now, the Chandrayaan 3, its utility, on which dates it has passed, and India is the 4th country. And these are the different payloads. This is very important for this year's prelims. And also, in last year's UPSC mains GS3 paper, this is a 15 marker question. Direct question on this concept. Okay. Vyom-Mitra. What is this Vyom-Mitra? It is a female humanoid robot. Why it has been developed? It has been developed by ISRO only. But why ISRO has developed? We all know that ISRO is planning to send an Gaganyaan mission, that human space mission, sending humans into the space, and to test whether to send humans or not. It is the initial step to send this robo as part of this Gaganyaan mission. Okay, to fly aboard unmanned test mission. Gaganyaan is a test mission, manned test mission. And this Vyom-Mitra will be first going there as an unmanned test mission, looking into the details if there is any problems and all. Okay. Ahead of the Gaganyaan human space flight mission. And it is half humanoid robot because it is not having any legs. Okay. Nab-Mitra device. This is developed by ISRO's one of the organization, subordinate organization, ISRO, Space Applications Center, Ahmedabad. What is this Nab-Mitra? It is a Nab-Mitra device is a satellite-based communication system to provide safety warnings or the details about the fishing areas to fishermen. Nab-Mitra device is developed by ISRO's Space Applications Center based in Ahmedabad to help fishermen. Okay. Space satellite based communication system. Okay. And in this two-way messaging system is possible, means from ocean, from satellite communication is possible to sea, and again from sea communication is possible to satellite. Means how, if a fisherman asks some details, the satellite will be sending details based on its research. Okay. And as I already told you, apart from giving information about shipping channels and maritime boundaries, this will also be helping in identifying the fishing fields. Means consider there is some fishing fields near the Gujarat coast. It will be giving the details of it. So fisherman can easily going there rather than going and searching where fishing places are available. Okay. Next. Agniman suborbital technological demonstrator, sorted. This is also very important. Why? This is world's first 3D printed rocket. This rocket was manufactured with the help of the technology 3D printing technology. World's first 3D printed rocket. And who had developed this? Agnikul Cosmos. This is also space startup. Earlier the startup name is Skyroot Aerospace. Please don't get confused. Skyroot Aerospace has developed Vikram 1 and Calam 250. This Agnikul Cosmos has developed this Agniban sorted. This is world's first 3D printed rocket. Earlier it also developed Agnilet engine. This is world's first 3D printed engine. Okay, Agnilet engine. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has tweeted all this. Okay. Agniban sorted is a customizable launch vehicle that could be launched in 1 or 2 stages. Okay. And ISRO and InSpace. InSpace is one of the arm of our ISRO. It will be helping in private sector participation in satellite launches, development of satellites, launch vehicles and all. Okay. ISRO and InSpace had helped this Agnikul Cosmos company. Okay. And as I already told you, Agnilet is a 3D printed engine which is having semi-cryogenic engine that uses liquid oxygen and kerosene as propellants. Okay. Yeah, this is India's first hypervelocity expansion tunnel test facility. Hypervelocity expansion tunnel test facility. What is this tunnel test facility means? It will be providing a circumstances for testing some sort of things like it is capable of generating flight speeds between 3 to 10 kilometers, simulating the hypersonic conditions encountered during the atmospheric entry of vehicles, asteroid entry, scramjet flights and ballistic missiles. Means, see, consider now I want to launch atmospheric entry of re-entry of vehicles and this scramjet engines and all. It will be simulating the same conditions in this test facility. So we can test if I have developed any sort of new engine and all, I can test in this test facility. By that I can know the shortcomings in my invention. Okay. And where it has been placed? In IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur. Got it? Devin AI. Devin AI. What is this? It is world's first artificial intelligence based software engineer. World's first artificial intelligence based software engineer. This Devin can develop coding. It can use machine learning and all. It can itself do coding and all. Launched by US based company called Cognition. Cognition had developed this software engineer. It can do coding, debugging, problem solving, etc. And as I already told you, it uses machine learning algorithms and all. Okay. Next. Genie AI model. Who had developed this? Google had developed this. Google's DeepMind has developed this. What it will be doing? If to this Genie AI model, if I will be providing some sort of text, it can make video games based on this Genie AI model. A new model that can generate interactive video games from just a text or image prompt. If I give, say, consider, if I had given image of Buddha, it can make some sort of creative video game using the details in that image. Okay. Next, Garbini GA2. Garbini. What is this Garbini? Telugu name. Garbini means is a pregnant woman, right? This question on this Garbini GA2 has asked in our APPSC Group 1 last year. Sorry, this year, APPSC Group 1. What is this Garbini GA2? The name itself says it is something related to pregnant women. Now, it is the first India specific artificial intelligence model. It is an AI model to precisely determine the age of a fetus in a pregnant woman in the 2nd and 3rd trimesters. Means, consider one lady which she is in her pregnancy in either 2nd or 3rd trimester. this Garbhini GA2 can accurately identify the age of the fetus. The baby's age in the womb of woman. This Garbhini GA2 can identify it accurately. Okay. And it has been developed by IIT Madras and Translational Health Science and Technology Institute, Faridabad. These are the two options in APPSC's paper last year. Okay. And it is developed by, it is supported by the Department of Biotechnology of our Ministry of Science and Technology. Next, Hanuman. This is also a question in our APPSC. What is this Hanuman? This is a large language model. First of all, before knowing this, you need to know about large language models. What are large language models? In this large language model, it is a sort of artificial intelligence tool. They will be having the data from lot of data sets. If I will be asking one question, they can give reply based on that question. For example, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a large language model. Okay. Similarly, this Hanuman is a form of ChatGPT developed by Bharath GPT group. And what is this? It is a series of large language modules that can respond in 11 Indian languages and plans to expand to more than 20 languages. Now, what is the use of this Hanuman? It is a multi-modal AI tool which can generate text, speech, videos and more in multiple Indian languages. Okay, means same, I am asking one doubt. What are the various problems in cyber security in India? I had posted one question. Based on the data set it is having, it will be giving me the answer. Similarly, creating one video, photos and all, we will be giving the details, it will be giving the answer. Now, major specialty of this Hanuman is it can give the answers in 11 Indian languages like Hindi, Tamil and Marathi, and there is plan to extend it to develop up to 20 languages. Okay. And this Bharat GPT is a research consortium. Consortium means group of institutions. Who are the owners of this Bharat GPT system? IIT Bombay with 7 other IITs and backed by Department of Science and Technology, Reliance Jio and Sri Mahalakshmi Labs. Okay. Next, Project Groot, GROOT. This is also sort of developing the humanoid robots, means it will be revolutionizing the way humanoid robots are being developed. And who is the owner of this? You might be knowing in our laptops and all, there is a chip manufacturer NVIDIA, AI chip leader NVIDIA. It has developed this Project Groot. What is the utility of this? To revolutionize the evolution of humanoid robots. Okay. It is a multi-modal artificial intelligence system that acts as the mind for humanoid robots, allowing them to learn new skills and interact with the real world. So, nothing, this is to develop more sophisticated humanoid robots. That's it. And the owner of this is NVIDIA. Name of this is Project Groot, GR00T. Next, Crutrium. This is also a large language model, but here the owner is Ola, our electric vehicle, and this company is there, no? It has developed the large language model tool called as Crutrium AI. Ola has developed this. And why it has developed that? To train specifically for Indian languages. It can understand 22 Indian languages and generate content in about 10. Okay. And the same thing I had already explained to you about this large language model and all. And some of the large language models are ChatGPT is related to the company OpenAI. Gemini is related to Google. Okay. Earlier the name is Bard. Google Bard is there. No? Now its name is changed to Google Gemini. Yeah. Wafer or wafering. sorry, wafer. What is this wafer? This word is in news highly. Why? Because since the Ukraine crisis or from earlier also, we had seen there is shortage of semiconductors. Semiconductors are very much important in the development of new age technologies and all, because these semiconductor chips are important for all sort of electronic devices and all. Now, as I already told you, this wafer or the process wafering is related to semiconductor industry. Now, what is this wafer? It is a circular piece of semiconductor, means a circular piece of semiconductor on which an array of chips are printed. అంటే ఈ సెమీకండక్టర్ మీద రౌండ్గా ఉండే సెమీకండక్టర్ మీద చిప్స్ ఒక 300 to 400 చిప్స్ దాని మీద ప్రింటెడ్ అవుతాయి. అయితే ది ప్రాసెస్ని వేఫరింగ్ అంటాం. ది circular piece is called as wafer. It is in use. That's why you need to remember this. And ఒకసారి 300 to 400 of chips దాని మీద చేసిన తర్వాత ప్రింటింగ్ చేసిన తర్వాత విల్ బి డివైడింగ్ దెమ్ ఇంటూ individual chips. Okay. If the wafer size is larger, more chips can be printed on it. Okay. Now the major aim of the recent innovations is to make this larger wafers so that more amount of chips can be printed on it. So it will be cost effective, and also semiconductor chips are the need of the hour in this scenario, in this all the context development of new age technologies and all. Okay. You need to just remember the name wafer, means it is related to semiconductor industry. It is the semiconductor, circular shaped semiconductor on which chips will be printed on it, chips will be placed on it. Okay. Now junk DNA. In our DNA there will be some portions where coding will be not present because there is no utility, means around see in our DNA there will be some part where there is no use of that part. That is called as non-coding DNA. You know that the genes in our DNA will be giving some characteristics. For example, one gene in our DNA will be giving the color of hair, one will be deciding the taste buds and all. Okay. Now there will be some portions in our gene where there will be no utility of them. Such things are called as junk DNA. Just the name you need to know. Sodium cyanide. What is this sodium cyanide? You all know that UPSC has an habit of asking some sort of chemicals or pesticides, insecticide which are in use, highly in use. Now this sodium cyanide, this product is also in use. Now what is this sodium cyanide? Why it is used? It is used as an insecticide or a test reagent for the function of chemoreceptors and in many industrial processes. Means you can consider this as an industrial ingredient, chemical ingredient, or else as an insecticide. Okay. What is its name? Sodium cyanide, NaCN. There will be equal number of sodium cations and cyanide anions. Now why it is in use? Because we are importing this sodium cyanide from the other countries, even though this sodium cyanide is available in India. Okay. That's why our Director General of Trade Remedies had imposed anti-dumping duty on this. In my economy hit series, I had explained about this anti-dumping duty, special safeguard duty and all. Okay. The director DGFT has recommended the imposition of anti-dumping duty on sodium cyanide from China, EU, Japan and Korea. Indian companies are importing this sodium cyanide from foreign countries. That's why DGFT has imposed anti-dumping duty on them. Okay. Now this sodium cyanide is also used in the extraction of gold and silver from their ores. Okay. And they are also used in insecticides, dyes, pigments, as we already said. Okay. Next, nano DAP. What is this? DAP means diammonium phosphate. What is this diammonium phosphate? It is an fertilizer used in the agriculture. Now, which is the major fertilizer and the highest amount of fertilizer used in agriculture is urea. This nano diammonium phosphate is the second highest amount of fertilizer used in agriculture. Now this is having both nitrogen and phosphorus. Unique liquid fertilizer. Remember, this is not a solid fertilizer, it is a liquid fertilizer, contains nanoparticles of diammonium phosphate. It is source of both nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, as I told you, conventional diammonium phosphate is solid in nature, granular form, but this nano DAP is liquid form. Now what is the use of nano DAP in considering the comparison with conventional DAP? It will be giving higher crop yield, quality food, reduction in the chemical fertilizer uses, and is environmental friendly. Okay. And what is the importance of using phosphorus in this as a fertilizer in agriculture? This phosphorus stimulates the root establishment and development, without which plants cannot grow to their normal size, or it will take too long to mature. Means it will be strengthening the roots. Okay, it will be stimulating them, so that there will be easier going of uptaking of water and also growth of the plant. Okay. Next, parthenogenesis. I had selected the topics from the last 1 year which are somewhat relatively higher in news and which are also important for our exams. Okay. Parthenogenesis. What is this parthenogenesis? We all know that for the formation of a child or from sort of next generation product, be it a plant, animal or some sort of sexual activity is needed. Means there is need of fertilization of egg with sperm, but in this process called parthenogenesis, there is no need of fertilization of egg and sperm. It is an asexual production in which female can produce an embryo without fertilizing an egg with sperm. Okay, it is an asexual process, and based on this parthenogenesis, recently scientists have genetically modified a fruit fly to reproduce asexually through parthenogenesis. Okay, so what is the thing of this parthenogenesis? It will be helping in bringing a offspring, next generation, without having any sexual activity. Next, micellar water. What is this micellar water? You might have seen this in Fair and Lovely, ponds and all. This Ever Youth face wash and all. Why it is needed? See, micellar water products contain something called as micelles. This micellar water will be having micelles. Now why these micelles are used? These are clusters of molecules that are very effective at removing oily substances. See, if my face is having some sort of oily substances, using these micelles, that water micelles, I can remove oil from my face to look glowing. The micelles in micellar water are formed by special molecules known as surfactants. As I already told you, it is commonly used in skincare products. Okay. Now, rhodamine B. What is this? Rhodamine B. This is also highly in use. It is a food coloring agent. It is a coloring agent, not a food coloring agent. But illegally, companies and hotels are using this rhodamine B for coloring the food. This is also one of the question in our APPSC. Now, what is this rhodamine B? It is a coloring agent which will be used in the industrial process. See, water soluble chemical compound. It appears initially in green, but when it will be coming into contact with the water, it will be turning into pink color, some sort of reddish color. Okay. Now, we will be using this in the process of dyeing in the textile, paper, leather and paint industries as mainly as a coloring agent. It will be attaining red and pink color. But now what happened? You might have seen in Manchuria, in noodles, for getting that red color, these fast food centers are using this rhodamine B. It is very harmful to our health. That's why FSSAI as per FSSAI, preparation, packaging, importing and selling and serving food items with rhodamine B in wedding ceremonies and other public events is a punishable offence. Recently FSSAI had banned usage of this rhodamine B, even though it is an industrial dye which is not used in, which is not allowed to use in food. Until now, many fast food centers are using this. Okay, be careful while eating some sort of eateries which are using this rhodamine B. It is a coloring agent. Methane. About methane, we had already discussed in our yesterday's, in the last class related to environment. Now you need to know some other details related to methane. It is the second largest contributor to climate change after carbon dioxide. Okay. Now, what is the major source of methane in India and major sector? The majority of human-driven methane emissions come from three main sectors. Agriculture releases 40% of methane. Next, fossil fuels, diesel, petrol and all, these will be releasing 35% of methane. And solid waste and wastewater will be releasing 20% of methane. Remember this, the highest methane will be from agriculture, next fossil fuels, next from solid waste and wastewater. Okay. Now, methane emissions monitoring. ISRO had recently released one paper, analysis paper. That paper is containing the details in India how methane emissions are happening and in which places methane emissions are happening, from which source it is coming and all. Okay, who had released this paper? ISRO. And on what basis they had on with the help of which satellite they had given this report? They had used NASA's Earth Surface Mineral Dust Source Investigation EMIT satellite and also European Space Agency's Sentinel 5P tropomy. It had used the data from these two satellites to make this report. Okay. Next, Higgs boson particles. Higgs boson particle. This is also called as God particle. The assumption is that these are the major this is the fundamental force carrying particles. All the Earth's human life and all is based on this Higgs boson particle. That's why we consider it as God particle. Recently, the Nobel Prize winning British physicist Peter Higgs, he has found this Higgs boson particle first time in 2012. Recently, he had unfortunately died. That's why it is in news. Now, what is the importance of this Higgs boson particle? This particle was discovered in 2012 by researchers at Large Hadron Collider. This is also previous year question of UPSC. Large Hadron Collider, the most powerful particle accelerator in the world, located at the European Particle Physics Laboratory, CERN. Okay. Now, this Higgs boson is one of the 17 elementary particles. Okay. And this is a chargeless with zero spin. Okay, and it is having some around 20 times more mass than proton. Okay. Next, quantum key distribution. This is also important. Quantum key distribution. What does this mean? See, for example, there is one document. Consider one document. I am sending to my person to my friend in USA. I had kept one password. You all know that there is a chance of security breach. Using this quantum key distribution, which is based on quantum technology, I can send that PDF to that person and I can also share that password to him, which will be known to me and my friend only. No other person in the world will be able to encrypt and decrypt that PDF without knowing this password, and no other person in the world can know this password again. Only we two can know this. That thing is called as quantum key distribution. Using quantum technology, we are sending this password. Okay. Quantum key distribution is a technique that allows for secure distribution of keys. Key is nothing but considered as password. Secure distribution of key to be used for encrypting and decrypting messages. messages, PDFs and all. Quantum key distribution. In this, quantum technology will be used. And recently, in a first for India, CDOT and PRL demonstrated integration of CDOT's indigenous fiber-based quantum key distribution system with PRL's free space quantum key distribution. Okay, here CDOT and PRL, Physics Research Laboratory is there, right? These two institutes had combined and made this quantum key distribution possible in first time in India. Okay. Next, India's first under river metro tunnel. Where it has been launched? In Kolkata. Okay, inaugurated in Kolkata. What is this? First underwater metro tunnel, part of Kolkata's metro corridor, and it passes through the Hooghly river, underwater river. Okay. The stretch also has the deepest metro station in the country, the Howrah Maidan station, 32 meters below ground level. Okay, this metro station, this metro tunnel will be 32 meters below the ground level. Where it is in Kolkata, under Hooghly river. Okay. Next, Kalpakkam Atomic Power Station. Kalpakkam Atomic Power Station. Where it is? It is in Tamil Nadu. Why it is in use? Because India's first fast breeder reactor has been successfully, indigenous fast breeder reactor has been successfully implemented in Kalpakkam Atomic Power Station in Tamil Nadu. This is the same question which has been asked in yesterday's TSPSC paper. Okay, group 1 paper. Now, as I told you, nation's indigenously developed demonstration fast reactor fuel reprocessing plant. Okay, it was introduced in Kalpakkam plant. Okay, its capacity is 500 megawatt. It is developed by, this fast breeder reactor is developed by Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research and constructed by Bhavini. It is a PSU related to this atomic sector. Now, what is this fast breeder reactor? It is a type of nuclear reactor that uses fast neutrons. In conventional nuclear reactors, slow neutrons will be used, but in fast breeder reactors, fast neutrons will be used. Now, what is this breeder? The name breeder. Breeder means, we all know that for the performance of nuclear reaction, neutrons will be used. But in the process, if the neutrons which are finally arriving from the reaction are more compared to the number of neutrons used in that reaction, it is called as breeder, because more amount of neutrons are being produced rather than the neutrons which are being consumed. It is called as breeder. Now, in that breeder reaction, if fast neutrons are used, it is called as fast breeder reactor. It is the major step in our 3-stage nuclear energy program. 3-stage nuclear energy program. Yes, it is the key to India's 3-stage nuclear energy program. Next. Yeah, core loading means loading the nuclear fuel and in this nuclear power plant. Okay. Recently commenced at country's first indigenous fast breeder reactor at Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu. This core loading is a process of loading nuclear fuel assemblies into the reactor core. Okay. And this core loading of this fast breeder reactor is developed by Bhavini, as we had seen in the earlier slide. Bhavini means Bharatiya Nabikiya Vidyut Nigam Limited. It was established in 2003 to build and operate these fast breeder reactors. The major work of this Bhavini is to build fast breeder reactors. Now, NextCar 19. What is this NextCar 19? It is India's first indigenously developed CAR T cell therapy. What is this CAR T cell therapy? This is very important for this year's prelims. What is this CAR T cell therapy? This is for treating the cancer. In some patients, chemotherapy or other cancer treatments are not useful or not successful because they might be in higher stages. Even then their cancer can be treated with the help of this CAR T cell therapy. Okay. Now there are in other countries it has already been used, and first time in India indigenously developed CAR T cell therapy's name is NexCAR19. Okay. India is one of the first developing countries to have its own indigenous CAR T cell therapy, and who had developed this? IIT Bombay and Tata Memorial Center and ImmunoAct. This is a group of institutions, ImmunoAct. Okay. And in this CAR T cell therapy, CD19 protein in the cancer cells, in our cancer cells, there will be a protein called CD19. When we will be using this NexCAR19, we will be identifying this CD19 protein in our cancer cells, and we can destroy them using this CAR T cell therapy. And which are the cancer cells? Knowing which are the cancer cells is possible with the help of this CD19. With this CAR T cell therapy, we will be able to identify the CD19 protein. Okay. The same thing, CD19 protein acts like a flag on cancer cells, which allows CAR T cells to recognize and attach themselves to the cancer cells and start the process of elimination. Once we will be identifying the CD19 protein, our CAR T cell therapy will be removing all this. By that, cancer will be removed. Okay. What is cancer? Basically, cancer means uncontrolled production of cells, unwanted cells. With this CAR T cell therapy, we will be removing these cells. To know which sort of cells to be removed, we are identifying through CD19 protein. Okay. And this technology will be used for the people with B cell lymphomas who didn't respond to standard treatments like chemotherapy and relapse and recurrence of the cancer. Okay. Even if you are using a chemotherapy, if you are unable to rectify them, then this CAR T cell therapy is used. Okay. I explained about this already. In this CAR T cell therapy, CAR means chimeric antigen receptor. Chimeric antigen receptor T cell therapy. Next. Global Cervical Cancer Elimination Forum. Cervical cancer, it is also in news. What is this cervical cancer? Because it is one of the major cancer, women will be affected in some sort of who are in younger age. How this cervical cancer will be produced? Main cause of this cervical cancer is the persistent infection with the human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus. Okay. Recently, Poonam Pandey became, she faked her death with the help of this cervical cancer to bring some sort of awareness of this cervical cancer. Okay. Now, the cervical cancer, people will be getting the cervical cancer because of human papilloma virus. Okay. Next, Global Initiative on Digital Health Initiative. Global Initiative on Digital Health means to promote digital health like telemedicine and all, and also treatment from foreign countries to digital platforms, nanotechnology and all. Now, we had launched this, India had launched this in our G20 meeting. And who will be anchoring this Global Initiative on Digital Health? WHO, World Health Organization will be anchoring this. India will be also the major part in this. And this will align efforts to support of the Global Strategy on Digital Health 2020-2025. This initiative will be aligning with the goals already mentioned in Global Strategy on Digital Health 2020-2025. Okay. Blue bugging. What is this blue bugging? See, for example, in my phone, I had switched on my Bluetooth. If there is an hacker who is nearby me, around since Bluetooth will be available only up to around 10 meters, he can get connected to my Bluetooth and he can hack my phone. He can listen to my calls, he can look at my messages and all. So, using the Bluetooth, hacking the phone is called as blue bugging. Okay. Form of hacking that lets attackers access a device through discoverable Bluetooth connection. Okay. Once a phone is blue bugged, a hacker can listen to the calls, read and send messages, and steal and modify contacts. Okay. Next, deepfakes. This is also highly in use. For example, Rashmika Mandana's deepfake video had become viral and all. Many, even in elections, Andhra Pradesh elections also, many deepfake videos have been circulated, right? Deepfake refers to a video or image that has been edited using an algorithm to replace a person in the original video or image with someone else in a way that makes the video look authentic. See, for example, in the video of Rashmika Mandana, actually the original video belongs to some other lady, but using some artificial intelligence, some algorithms, some deep learning tools, her face was removed, the original girl's face was removed, and Rashmika Mandana's face has been placed. It seems like it is original. That's why it is called as deep fake, because it will be very difficult to find whether the video is original or not, video or image is original or not. Okay, and in this deep fake, technologies like deep learning, artificial intelligence, photoshopping are used, and also GANs, generative adversarial networks. It is a type of machine learning, generative adversarial networks. These are used to create videos. Okay. And also some other keywords related to deepfake are, deepfake also employs a deep learning computer network called as a variational autoencoder, a type of artificial neural network that is normally used for facial recognition. So some of the keywords or technologies you need to know with respect to deepfake are a variational autoencoder, this GANs, generative adversarial networks, deep learning, artificial intelligence, and photoshopping. Okay. Now, kill switch. What is this kill switch? For example, take I am having some sort of data or program with me. I felt that I don't want any other person to know this about the data of my company or something else, and also even I cannot access it. Means I will be killing the data completely. No one in the world will be able to know. It in the future. Complete data will be gone. It is called as kill switch. Recently Uber has used this kill switch to remove its complete data. Okay. So because to get away from tax agencies and all, it had done some wrong. So to get away from it, it had completely removed the data using this application called as kill switch. In an information technology context, is a mechanized mechanism used to shut down or disable a device or a program. Once kill switch is used, we cannot access the data or program again. Okay. Usually use it to prevent theft of a machine or data and all. Okay. As I already told you, Uber's kill switch. Earlier the company used a software named Casper and later Replay. These are kill switch applications name. Okay. Next, Gemini AI model. I have already told you earlier the name of Google's artificial intelligence tool is Bard. Now it has changed its name to Gemini. Latest most powerful artificial intelligence model. Okay. Airavat. What is this Airavat? It is India's fastest supercomputer. Fastest supercomputer developed by India, artificial intelligence supported. India's artificial intelligence supercomputer Airavat has been ranked at number 75 in the world. Okay, among all generally the top 1 to 500 rankings of supercomputers in the world will be given, and among India it is the first. It ranked 75 among the world. Okay, what is its name? Airavat. And first is Frontier supercomputer of USA. Second is Fugaku of Japan. Okay. Now, where this Airavat supercomputer has been installed? It has been installed at CDAC in Pune. Okay. Now, we need to know the names of other. We just no need of any details of regarding this, but just what are the names of the supercomputers developed by India? First is Paramsiddhi, Pratyush, Mihir. Okay. And this Paramsiddhi ranked at 131. It is also installed at CDAC Pune. Pratyush ranked at 169. It is installed at Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, and Mihir, it is ranked 316. It is installed at National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. Okay. Now, if a question asks, consider the following words: Airavat, Paramsiddhi, Pratyush, Mihir. all these 4 words related to which of the following means supercomputers. Okay. Yes. Recently, gene edited mustard has been produced. What is this gene edited mustard? This first ever gene edited low pungent mustard. You know that generally these mustard, when we will be using in the food, pungent smell will be coming. They had developed the gene edited mustard to reduce this pungent smell and also to make it pest and disease resistant. Okay, pest and disease resistant. In the traditional mustard, there will be a compound called as glucosinate. This will be giving the pungency. Now they had suppressed this glucosinate to make it low pungent thing. And as per the data, mustard is produced more in Uttar Pradesh, and it is the largest edible oil yielding crop of India. Largest edible oil yielding crop of India, and we all know that we are importing oil from foreign countries because we are oil farms are very less in India. So also we need to know the consumption of various oils in India. Higher consumption is with palm oil 45% since it is relatively cheaper. Next, soybean oil 20%, mustard oil 10%, sunflower oil 9%, cotton seed 7% and groundnut oil 1%. Okay, highest is palm oil. Next, reusable technology. What is reusable technology? This technology will be used in constructing the roads. Now there are many technologies like slag technology, steel slag technology, cold compress, hot compress and all. Now what is its importance? Using this technology we can lay the roads even in very low temperatures, minus degrees, 0 degrees, 1 degrees and all. Means in snow areas, in the bordering areas in the northern part of India, near Himalayas and all, we can pave the roads with the help of this reusable technology. The name itself, see, pave. Pave means something paving the roads, right? Road construction technology. It is developed by India's oldest and premier road research organization, CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research as an associated laboratory, Central Road Research Institute, CSIR's CRRI has developed this reusable technology. Okay. As I told you, it is beneficial in constructing high altitude bituminous roads at low and sub-zero temperature conditions. So in the border areas, in the northern areas, we can use this technology. As I already told you, we had used this. The Border Roads Organization has utilized road construction technology reusable to build high altitude bituminous roads at the Sela Tunnel and LGZ Damtang Angse LDY road near the India-China border in the Arunachal Pradesh. So we had already used this technology where in Sela Tunnel and near India-China border in Arunachal Pradesh near LDY road. Okay. Next. Also please read about direct seeding of rice, nano urea and quantum computing and some things in the quantum computing like superposition, entanglement and all. Okay. So with this we try to cover some of the important topics related to science and technology which are in use in the last 1 year. Please go through them once more. And also I hope these classes which I had done around 9 to 10 classes we had done as part of a dominant prelims program were able to give some sort of confidence to you people. And also one thing, please don't get confused or tense in the paper while attempting the paper in the final exam on June 16th. Because remember one thing, all the people in India, all the aspirants will be reading the same content. And leaving aside, if you had really done hard work, if a question is difficult for you, surely it will be difficult for others also. No other person in the world can do it. Remember it blindly. And one more thing, if you are able to do one question, it is no guarantee that other persons can do, because you had done hard work, that's why you will be able to do it. Got it? So write the exam with confidence use your common sense, take blessings from God and your parents. You can crack it very much easily. We will be supporting you in your venture in the mains preparation also. And if you have any doubts or any if you are facing some sort of problems, be it emotional or mental issues also, you can reach us at our Vishnu's numbers, and you can tell them to divert your phone to us. Okay, thank you.